And welcome into Sheriff Talk here on KWN TV. Glad to have you along with us for another episode this week. I'm Marion County Sheriff Bo Burnett. Sheriff.
Good to be here.
And, of course, got one of the detectives. We appreciate you coming in.
Of course.
From Dade County. And also, you've got a brand new officer you're going to introduce to us.
I do. This is Travis Newsom. He comes to us from Fort Payne. He was a working officer. He comes with some experience, some very valuable experience, and we're looking forward to his potential. Travis, you want to say hi?
How you doing?
Come from Alabama to Georgia?
Yes, sir.
He did.
Yeah.
Or teasing.
So for those of you that frequent Fort Payne, I know that we're on in Fort Payne, and some of the areas are all over DeKalb County. Farmers, you may recognize the officer. How long have you been at Fort Payne? How long have you been at Fort Payne?
I was there for 2 years.
Couple of years?
Yes, sir.
All right. You got a great police chief. He's been on this program before.
Yes, absolutely.
And he was really nice. I don't know, Sheriff, if you were here when he was here or not.
Been here. I don't.
It was right after Major Bradford got hurt. Of course, that pursuit came out of Fort Payne, and he came on. They were doing a benefit down there.
Yeah.
Y'all did a benefit.
They did a lot.
Yes,
They
sir.
did a lot.
They certainly did, and I know Dade County, the officers and Major Bradford, they certainly appreciated y'all's support. Out of Fort Payne. So, are you officially already with Dade County?
I am. Yes, sir. I've been here for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay,
now.
good deal. We're going to see you on the road. Or are you in the jail, or where you
I'm
at?
on the road.
So you're
Yes,
on the
sir.
road.
Yep.
Well, good deal. All right. Well, that's great. So nothing like throwing him on TV the first time around.
Yeah.
That's good.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, I heard that. That's okay. And you just chime in. We, never. Have you ever seen the show before?
No, sir.
So it's chime in. Anything we want to talk about, Sheriff will talk about different things that are happening in law enforcement. So you're welcome to chime in at any point. You may give us a little bit of perspective from the Alabama side. A lot of times, we'll talk about Tennessee laws or how they relate to Georgia or whatever. So you might be able to tell these guys a few things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Sheriff, how's everything going?
Pretty good. Of course, we're expecting more rain. Thursday,
Friday, another 1 to 2 inches.
And I noticed that coming through town there's water still back. I've never seen it backed up and stay there that long. But and I seen where y'all had over the weekend, house got hit by lightning.
Yeah, up on Sligo Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure was.
You don't hear that very often, but we had one to burn a few years ago there in Jasper. Big historical house, been there for 100 years or longer. If across from the old grammar school, we had the big white pillars, great old big old house. And
you hate to see that. I mean, you hate to see any house.
It's been sitting there,
the
burnt,
old.
and I think there was a dispute between the insurance companies, but anyhow, it's been sitting there. It's on the same street I live on, right there on the main highway. But it was one of the old southern homes, I call them. They had the great big white columns in front and everything,
Right.
2-story, beautiful house. And lightning struck it about 2 or 3 years ago. And one of those days, you had during the summer, you had a summer storm, and you know how you'll get lightning and thunder, and then boom, it hit this house, and the time it got there, it was completely destroyed. So, but just sitting there, like I said, from what I hear, there's some problems with the insurance company, and there's probably been lawsuits filed, so it's just sitting there half burnt, looking terrible, and nothing's been done. So, but it's probably one of the oldest, prettiest homes there in Jasper. And just
Wow.
gone.
Well, we had a lot of thunder and lightning that rolled through that.
So was that Saturday evening?
Saturday evening?
Yeah.
Saturday night. And at one time, Georgia Power had over 5,000 customers in Dade County without power.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
I was one.
Was you
Yeah, and I was too. I was too.
How long was it out? About all
They
night?
got part of the county on pretty quick. The part in the valley over in the I live over at the foot of Lookout, and they got it on within. I know that their website said it was going to be 10:30, but it didn't stay on about 20 minutes. They got it
Okay.
on pretty quick. I don't think the other Sand Mountain probably didn't fare that quick, but they did a good job trying to get back on. But you got all those wind and the trees falling, and
Soil's
knocking down
wet.
Yeah.
And Now we're expecting more rain and
Everything's brittle.
brittle right now.
Yeah, and you get a little wind, and I've said this before. I don't think that there is a. I didn't think there's any more trees could fall.
Yeah.
But seems
the
like
ones the ones that would fall have already fallen, but it keeps getting wetter.
I heard that.
Deeper
that.
and
Well,
Yeah, by the time it dries out, it'd be wet again. Well, it rained some yesterday.
yeah, sure did. Middays.
I seen some guys out there trying to put a sewer line in and had the ditch dug out and everything. And by that time, boom.
Fill up. Yeah.
And I sitting there going, "Phew, I'm glad I'm not doing that."
I heard that. We're going to take our first break of the morning, or our first break of the show. Stay with us. Lots more Sheriff Talk to come here on KWN TV. We're back after this.
When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We are here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope. When you need a licensed plumber, call Stacy Ledwell and the staff at Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Mr. Rooter provides your home or business with advanced solutions using high-tech equipment. Our commitment to customer satisfaction shines through in our personalized service. When you schedule an appointment, our professionals will dedicate time to explain the work that has to be done. Our staff will give you upfront pricing, so you'll know exactly what's involved before any work begins. We even pump septic tanks and do new construction on houses. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, Mr. Rooter in Scottsboro. Call Stacy Ledwell today to set up an appointment at 256-574-4710. Have lunch or dinner at Guthrie's, home of the original golden fried chicken finger and the best chicken finger sauce in the world. Guthrie's can help you plan your family's meals or get-togethers with bucket specials every Tuesday, those delicious wings on Wednesday, and platters every day of the week. Plus, get sweet tea by the gallon. Remember, Guthrie's has a party room for small gatherings, too. Guthrie's, Highway 136 West in Trenton, home of those golden fried chicken fingers and the best chicken finger sauce in the world.
Guthrie's, not fast food, good food fast.
Hey, that cold weather is coming, and it's never too early to get your winter supplies from Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Everything you need to wrap pipes under the house, winterize around the doors. Make sure your outside faucets are protected, and keep those drafts from coming through the windows. Get your supplies for fall and winter for the home and farm today. Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Telephone 706-462-2071.
A small bank with big service. Citizens Bank and Trust, offering a wide range of services, including online banking. Pay your bills, manage your account anytime, 24 hours a day. Your account balance is only a phone call away as well at 657-1234. Or visit our convenient locations. Lookout Mountain, Georgia, Higdon, Alabama, on our main branch on Highway 11 in Trenton. Citizens Bank and Trust, 657-5678. A community bank that believes in the community. Citizens Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Back now to Sheriff Talk here on KWN as we roll through the. Before we get too started going on, we were talking about there is a nationwide shortage of folks getting into law enforcement.
Well, we were talking about that off the air. I was watching the. I told him I don't have a real exciting life. I watch C-SPAN at night, but and I'm interested in that stuff. I like to see how that works.
Well,
but
you're just an informed sheriff.
I am an informed sheriff, but I was surprised they had the lady that's over the Homeland Security, and one of the questions was, how many openings do you have in your Homeland Security department? She said 5,000, and I said 5,000. But we got talking about it. I mean, I've seen advertisements in these big departments. They're just dangling all kinds of money out there trying to get officers, doing lateral programs. If you're state certified, which I guess conversation is brought on by the new man with Dade County, but Chattanooga, I think, does lateral programs. They're looking for people that law enforcement experience to bring them in and give them 4 or 5 weeks of their classroom and put them out on the street.
I know in Georgia, they'll reciprocate from other states, and like you coming from Alabama, you just have to go do Georgia law and a couple of other classes, so you don't have to go through the full mandated class in Georgia because you've already done it in Alabama.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
I mean, the basic skills is what you're after. You know, the learning of the new law and stuff. You can learn that, but you know, it's a hindrance having to put somebody. It costs me if I send somebody to the academy. We go to Donaldson, and they have to be a full-time employee, and I have to pay their salary. And it's gone. When I started, it was 4 weeks. Now it's 12, and you'd have to pay their salary for 12 weeks plus that. It costs you about $12,000. Plus, you don't have them for 12 weeks. And they're so tough at the academy now that they probably lose 50%.
Wow.
The last officer I sent a couple years ago is Paige, a female, and I believe she told me the first day 7 quit because you get there that afternoon, they put your tennis shoes on, and then they hammer you for about 4 hours. She said that a couple of them left in ambulances, and some of them just grabbed their stuff and ran. So, but we're trying to weed them out.
Right.
You know,
I mean, it's a job. It's strenuous,
Right.
and you got to, it's a job you got to be physically fit to be
Right.
able to do.
Oh, yeah.
What they're trying to stress to the recruit is, hey, if you're out here on the street, you're on your own. So same way here at the academy, and they lose. Like I said, they probably lose 30-40%. I said 50%, probably 30%.
Yeah, and, it's a little bit different maybe in a bigger city where you have numerous officers in a small precinct area, but your county and Dade County, I mean, you're an officer, you may be 20 minutes for your backup.
At least 20 miles away or better. So,
Yeah.
it is Chattanooga downtown. If you go downtown, officer, I was down there on Broad Street one time, and I never will forget this. Officer stopped a car there at one of the service stations, and I was in there getting gas or something, and next thing I know, there was 10 cars pulled in. And I thought, I wouldn't say that in Marion County,
That'd be every car
Spread
you
out.
had.
Every car we
You'd
had.
have to stage that.
Some of the shifts that wasn't even working must have been.
Evan, I have a correction.
Sure.
I think I introduced him as Travis. His name is Trevor.
Trevor.
But I needed to, and I
It's all right. No,
apologize.
it's
all right, Trevor.
It's no big
I've
deal.
truly
Trevor, what's your
apologized.
last name?
Newsom.
Newsom.
Yes, sir.
A little history. I mean, did you grow up around here?
I was born in Walker County, but I grew up out west and moved out here.
Okay, so
Several
you've
years
made the
ago.
circle back.
Yes, sir.
All right. How long you lived at Ider?
I believe we've lived there for about 4 years, I guess. So,
Good deal.
sir.
Good
Well,
deal.
if he's born in Georgia, I guess we can take him back.
Well,
enough.
he went from Georgia to out west, but he came back to Alabama, and that's good enough. I
Yeah.
mean, he came back south, I guess. But no, that is good. Well, I know that you're going to be a good asset to work on the road here. It's a little bit bigger than the city of Fort Payne.
It is. It's a whole lot different for sure. Like he was talking about, like he was talking about earlier, as far as officers, like the respondents time and stuff like that. Backup and everything in Fort Payne. We're used to backup being like 30 seconds out.
Right.
Having so many officers, and then here, it's definitely 20 minutes.
Good
plus.
thing about work for the sheriff's department, nothing against the city, but a lot of the things start at the sheriff's department. If the FBI or somebody big like that comes in, they're going to come to the sheriff's department. It
Yeah.
may end up including the city, but
Yeah.
usually those things, if I think over the weekend we had officers from Cullman, Alabama. They thought they had a homicide down there, and Kimball City had arrested 2 guys that's connected with it, and they called me. I think it's dispatch called me Saturday night, not this past Saturday, Saturday before. Coleman had 5 detectives here, and I thought Coleman's got 5 detectives. I'm not,
They got them.
I'm not real
They all
sure
came
Coleman
together.
was, but
Yeah, it's a decent sized town. It's down below
They,
Gadsden and Albertville,
Yeah.
down that.
found out that the guy was located in Chattanooga, and they ended their investigation. But it's just they're in Marion County. All the police departments have closed the department down. We're dispatched through Central Dispatch, so they're not open like we are. So, but it's just funny that I said they called me and said they had 5 detectives from Coleman, and I thought, well, Coleman must be bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was
Or all
small.
5 of them are up here.
Yeah.
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 But anyhow, we were cordial to them, and they got the work done and went back. So
Well, I know that like Dade County's 171 square miles, and I don't know how big Fort Payne is, but I mean your response area is you know, I mean there's
Quite
calls that
ridiculous.
Yes,
there's a call
absolutely.
there's calls that you'll go on that'll take you 25 minutes to get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost like having to drive, especially if you're out at New Home and you got to go to Head River, it'll take you 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And some and you're like that, and you're in your county.
Yeah,
If you're over at New Hope and you got to go down below Whitwell out
I
on
think
Whitwell
we're
Mountain.
500 over around 500. I'm not real sure now. Around 500 square miles, 400
Wow.
square miles.
That's big.
Pretty good trip.
Yeah.
You know, and then Jackson County, I accuse them of having to take a lunch
Oh,
break
man.
in between calls. 'Cause,
From Scottsboro to Bryant.
well, you take
Well,
from
no, you go
there
all the way to
to-
Woodville or
that's right.
down there near the Huntsville.
If you're
Yeah,
at
that's right.
Tennessee Alabama line on 72 right below South Pittsburgh, and you have to go all the way almost to Huntsville, that's 80 miles.
It's a long,
I
long
said you
way.
have to stop and take a lunch break on
That's
the way
right.
to the call.
Well, DeKalb County's basically the same way. You got Collinsville, you got Crossville, and you know you're all the way down to down below Fife, right there at the Boaz line. You
believe,
come all the way out here to Dade County, and you're still in DeKalb County.
I believe Chuck told me that Etowah County is the biggest county in Alabama.
And I've been told that DeKalb and Jackson are not the biggest, and I'm thinking,
Etowah.
my
Yeah.
goodness, I wouldn't want to
Etowah-
have those.
I think he told me Etowah County is the biggest county in the state of Alabama.
lot of land mass
It
they
is.
have to try to cover, for sure.
In Fort Payne, did you have like immediate mutual aid where you responded with DeKalb County? Or was it only upon request?
What do you mean as far
Like,
as?
did you respond for certain instances, like shots fired or something like that? Did you have a protocol?
Did you
there?
back up the
Oh,
county?
Did you back up the county?
Yeah, absolutely. On something like that, yeah, everyone's
Gotcha.
doing it.
All
So.
hands on deck. And so
Yeah.
you had your fair share of trips on the way out then. into
Oh
the
yeah,
county
we've
and-
we've
Yeah.
had fun.
yeah.
Be able to,
So to
to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's good. Only a couple of weeks. So those of you that live here in Dade County or come through Dade County, you may see the officer out, new one. Just shake his hand. Tell him we appreciate him coming on board. And it's a profession that, like I said, there's not a lot of folks getting into. We've seen the Georgia State Patrol having to go through recruiting, and they never used to have to do that at all. Matter of fact, you used to have to know somebody that knew somebody to be able to get on the State Patrol. Now they've got the apply within sign out in a lot
Yeah.
of cases to try to get 100 cadets. And they can graduate 50
Yeah.
at times, and I'm sure it's that way in Alabama and Tennessee.
We had in service last year, last week, and one of the training officers was that runs the academy in Chattanooga Police Department, and Ron Zark, he used to work for me, and he went on to Chattanooga, but he taught we got certain mandated classes we have to have, and he taught a couple of them, but use of force and things like that, but he was talking about that their academy more or less trains officers for other departments. They'll go through Chattanooga's academy, then in a year or two quit and go to another department. And he said, we're just becoming a training division for the whole area, and they're having trouble keeping them.
Well, I'll have to say Dade County was that way at one point.
Were they?
I mean, it used to be, we trained a lot of folks because of the yearly salary. They would come here, they would get trained, and I think you've even got a policy now that you have to stay here for so long,
Yeah. I think it's 2 years.
2 years.
I have if I send somebody to academy, I have them sign a 2-year guarantee that they stay 2 years, because it's it kills you. You put all that money and time, send somebody to academy, they come back and work 3 months and quit.
Well, and I know some of the city
somewhere
departments
else.
actually pay a little bit more, and because they have less officers, so they may pay a couple more thousand. You can't. I mean, you understand why your employee may want to leave. I mean, because they're bettering their family situation or whatever. So it is a rough situation. But we used to here in Dade train a lot of folks.
Sure.
And that's slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of our folks are staying, and glad to see it.
Absolutely. Well, it helps in continuity. It helps in building relationships with the folks in the public.
Oh yeah.
It helps in building where 10% of your problems, 90% of your problems come from 10% of the people, and
That's right.
you quickly know those 10%. We're going to take another break as we continue here on Sheriff Talk. So just stay with us. Lots more to come on KWN TV.
Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell, providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Delivering top-quality primary health care locally. We are Northeast Alabama Health Services. With 7 locations, there's one near you. Scottsboro, Section, North Sand Mountain and Higdon, Skyline, Woodville, Fife, and Fort Payne. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and of course your private insurance. If you're unemployed, low income, or have a high copay or deductible, you may also qualify for a reduced rate office visit as low as $16. Ask about our free medication program, and ladies, you may qualify for a free or reduced rate mammogram. Dental referrals for our patients with tooth removal and fillings for only $15. Putting your health concerns first, we're Northeast Alabama Health Services. Cervical cancer screenings now available at Northeast Alabama Health Services.
Innovation and quality. 2 things you don't normally hear about in a recruitment ad, but you'll hear a lot about innovation and quality when you join the team at Vanguard National Trailer. Vanguard is an industry leader in the production of dry van trailers and composite plate trailers.
And right now, Vanguard National Trailer is hiring energetic and hardworking team members to be assemblers and welders, as well as industrial maintenance for first shift openings.
And you'll work a full 40-hour week in 4 days, which means 3-day weekends. And overtime is available. Working at Vanguard National Trailer has other great benefits too, like paid holidays, paid vacation, medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, plus a 401k plan.
Full-time work, 3-day weekends, available overtime, and great benefits. That's Vanguard National Trailer.
Fill out your application today. Vanguard National Trailer is an equal opportunity employer.
Apply in person today. Starting pay $10 to $14 an hour, depending on position. Vanguard National Trailer Corporation, Highway 11 North, turn beside the Primary Healthcare Center on Vanguard Drive.
Tennessee Valley Net, your local provider of fiber optic high-speed internet. TV with over 200 digital channels available. And phone service with lots of extras. Fiber optics from TVN is expanding to many areas. Call and see if TVN is available in your area. 706-657-4367. Or log on at tvn.net today. Bundle and save on fiber optic high-speed internet, digital TV, and phone service. All from Tennessee Valley Net. 706-657-4367. Online at tvn.net.
Knee pain, back pain. Is severe knee or back pain stopping you from being active? Is your pain stealing the joy from your life? If you have insurance or Medicare, you may qualify to get our new pain-relieving devices at little or no cost to you. Try something new and better to relieve your knee or back pain. I've used one. They're comfortable and they work. And we guarantee your satisfaction, so get yours now. Call us. I promise we are here to help.
Paul Firebomb, you tell it like it is.
This is the SEC. SEC.
Well, they all just play one more iron, but whoever wins, the other team just have to get out. Don't even play football in the SEC no more.
You realize Alabama lost to Auburn last year, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I laid in bed 2 days.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekday afternoons 3 to 7 on News Radio 1420 and 106.1 FM KWN and Chattanooga's News Talk 97.7 KWN.
We are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim.
Ron, this newcomer has no idea what he's getting himself into.
Let's go to the action. Jim, the size difference alone is staggering.
Unbelievable, Ron, and this guy acts like he doesn't have a care in the world. What is he thinking?
Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks, think train.
Back to KWN and Sheriff Talk here on KWN as we talk law enforcement, as we do every week. Got a good panel. Got a brand new officer. Well, he's not brand new, but he's brand new to Georgia and Dade County. City of Fort Payne officer, had been down there for a couple of years. We thank you for coming on and being a part of here. He's a native Southerner. Whereabouts in the West did you live?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yes, sir.
All right. And did you? What's the differences? I mean, I guess it's just hot and dry in Arizona, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's wet and cold and miserable.
Miserable.
Yeah. 40-degree mornings and 70-degree afternoons. Yeah.
You have to, when you leave the house, you have to turn the heater on, and when you go home, you have to have the air conditioner running. That's
right.
crazy.
That's right.
We did finish in service last not this week before. We had to go through 40 hours every year and use my new training center. Had probably 75 officers there, all the cities and everybody. So good training, firing range and things. So I was proud of my training center because, like I said, we had big enough room that we probably could handle 100 officers comfortably in our big training room. So that was my 36th in service training.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I started 19.
Not that you're counting.
Not that I'm counting. So I think I went through a first one in 1980. So there ain't much change. You have to do everybody's required 40 hours every year. We have to go. You have to do firearms. Like I said,
use of force.
Use of force.
Yeah.
Sex, child sex things. You have to do that. There's state requires you have 3 or 4 things, and we rely on a lot of instructors. They're just donate their time. Having county sent over a guy to do the sex trafficking class we had to have about how to work cases involving where kids are molested or whatever, and then. Cleveland State used to come over and do our driver safety class. You had to have that, and then use of force. Chattanooga did that. We had some good classes. We actually, where we're at now, we're kind of isolated everybody and got a pretty good parking lot. And we actually did two nights of hands-on, stopping people, how the proper way to remove them from the car and stuff.
Oh, really nice.
That was great. We got patrol cars out there, and everybody went through it. And we'd never done that. It used to always been classroom, but. From a new training center, and like I said, we're kind of isolated away from everybody, so we got a big parking lot. So the instructors wanted to do some hands-on, so we went out there and did that.
Now, that training center is where we had the luncheon for investigators at one time.
And one day the school,
wonderful place.
Yeah, one day the school was out, so actually went down to the school and did training on if you had an incident at school about going in and
active shooter and stuff.
They shot the little paintball things.
Yep.
Shot up about $500 worth, I was told. I haven't got the bill yet, but
of course, you being the sheriff, you get to see the administrative side, so you do get to see the bills that come in from all of this, all this stuff.
Well, I mean, just to feed that many people, just coats and coffee and snacks and stuff. I mean, we were going to the store every day because. You know how a bunch of officers can eat. They wear it out. I think we had just a few little crusty donuts left by Friday. So.
That is good. You mentioned something about sex trafficking, and the next question that came up is the fact that a lot of folks probably don't realize that all the officers, because of our close proximity with the interstates, you deal with a lot of things that. Marion County, it's a rural county, but it's really not. Dade County is a rural county, but it's really not. DeKalb County with 59, I mean, there's some bad stuff that happens.
On the interstate brings in bad stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of things we have. You start at the 152, the 155, either Kimball that. I mean, just interstate's great. We got to have them. We're a great necessity, but also they bring in a lot of problems. But
yeah, they do.
I know back, years ago that this was a main thoroughfare coming out of Atlanta with drugs. The type vehicles that a lot of drug interdiction.
We don't do much of that anymore. We've sometimes you think the courts are against you. I can remember back when I started, if you on a roadblock, you just go out here and turn the lights on and go check them. Now you got to go through all these steps. You got to publish it in the paper, and you got to have cones, and you can't be
signage at the side.
Can't be called a roadblock. It's called a alcohol checkpoint or something.
Yeah.
Now that's different from, I know Georgia, because Georgia still doesn't require any kind of public.
I don't think the newspaper, but
publication.
you do have to have signage. You do have
Right.
to have an administrator that's approved it. It can't just be some impromptu, hey, let's go over and do this. It's got to be a organized, systematic ordeal.
If you see in the local paper or maybe Chattanooga paper every now and then, it'll say Department of Safety is going to have checkpoints, so and so on this date, so and so.
Okay, I'll tell you a brief story. We got a break coming up. Y'all will like this. You may have heard it, but former officer with your department, Mark Garner, and I was sitting in Highway 299 at 11 one night about 2 o'clock in the morning. And this is, I'll go ahead and, this has been 30 years ago, so probably 35. But there was a car came by at about 10 miles an hour. I mean, just barely coming down Highway 11. Well, Mark and I just came out right behind it, and it was going 10 miles an hour, and he kept the blue lights on, and it pulled over to the side. Well, just got the vehicles stopped, both vehicles there on 299. There was a truck pulled in behind us. Both of the drivers were impaired. One of them was following the other one home. About that time, we heard a screech, and there was a car come down from 299 and got mesmerized on the blue lights. One car now, and come right through the intersection. Well, Mark just did like this, and she just pulled over. She was impaired. 3 DUIs, 1 traffic stop within a matter of 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And you'll appreciate this, Sheriff, because the next morning, that afternoon, the next morning, probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I get a call and says, Philip wants to see you. Philip Street was the sheriff. He said, were y'all running a roadblock with 1 car? Because we had 3 DUIs on 1 case number. Yeah. That's how it happened. He said, well, I knew you'd tell me. I said, that's how it happened, Sheriff. Now, things like that ever happening again probably wouldn't. And it's a good thing. But I mean, this was in the early 80s,
I've seen those situations, never understood if I was following somebody, I mean, I guess loyalty, and I seen this person get pulled over drunk, I don't believe I'd stop. I believe I'd go on by, don't you? But it happens. You'd be surprised how often it happens.
I'd like to think I was honest enough to stop.
That was.
They'll say, that's my friend up there. I was following him, make sure he got home because he had too much to drink, and I guess I have too. I'm sitting there going, I've seen that, hadn't you?
Yeah, that's.
I'm sitting there going.
But I mean, that actually happened. That actually happened. There was 3 DUI arrests on 1 traffic stop about 1:30 in the morning. And he wanted to make sure that we wasn't out with a single car roadblocks. Yeah. Anyway, that's been a long time ago. Probably nobody else remembers.
I worked a wreck one time, and I never did forget this. This guy was sitting at the red light, he was gonna make a left turn, and his car come in behind him and getting stopping time and hit him in the rear end. Well, the guy in the front car, he didn't have lights. Come find out he was revoked. So we arrested him for driving revoked. And he's sitting there going, I was sitting at the red light minding my own business, and I'm the one in jail. And I said, well, your license is revoked. You ain't supposed to be in that car sitting at the red light. And he just couldn't understand. He felt like he was the victim, but he ended up having to go to jail and make bond because he was driving on revoked. Because there's a difference on driving on revoked and driving on suspended. Yeah. Revoked is when you're convicted of a DUI.
Yeah,
suspended could be too many tickets or anything like that. So, there's a difference. Revoked, usually in courts, it's automatically 2 more additional days in jail.
I know that it used to be, and I think they've got this cleared up, where if you were it used to be suspended or revoked, then you'd get automatically 6 months suspended. But I think that they, as long as you can prove insurance and things like that, you got to go back and prove that you had insurance. And I'm talking about in Georgia, that you won't automatically get an extra 6 months suspension of your driver's license if you can prove you had it and maybe just not have proof. Yep. At one time, it was automatic, and you could go down a quickly slippery slope of not having a driver's license.
Oh yeah.
I seen in the paper this morning where the legislator there in Tennessee is trying to pass legislation to waive all fees and background checks on handgun permits.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
I saw that.
I want everybody to have a gun that's legal, but what's wrong with the background check? I've never understood that.
I think they still want to do the background check. They just don't want the person to have to pay for it.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do what they're calling it constitutional carry. The fact that you have a right to bear arms and nobody, and if you've got, if there's actually money you have to pay.
Well, right now it's $10 if you go. But the good thing about it is, you can get that gun right then. I can remember back years ago, there was a 3-day waiting period. You'd have to go down, and then, of course, things being better now than they were then, they have faster ways to check things. But you can go in now and buy a gun, be out and gone in 20 minutes. But I seen that this morning, and I didn't read it closer. I just said I was in a hurry to leave going to work, but I seen where he was wanting to waive all fees on everything. Of course, the Department of Finance had jumped in there and said, well, wait a minute now, you're going to take a lot of money away from the state. So I'd be interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, well, for sure. We're going to take another break as we continue the conversation here on Sheriff Talks. So stay with us. We're back after this on KWN.
Gigabit Internet residential service is now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber in Jackson and Marshall County. Residential gig service is now available for only $79.95. Call today to have your gig service installed at 256-437-5000. High-speed fiber residential gig internet service now available to customers of the North Alabama Electric Co-op with NAEC Fiber. Business and commercial customers can get gig service too. Call for pricing 256-437-5000. Gig service from North Alabama Electric Co-op. 256-437-5000. At Comfort Gallery in Kimball, you can truly shop for any piece of furniture from any of our manufacturers. Drop in today and use our in-store kiosk. It's over 40 inches of full color, completely interactive for ease of use. And yes, you can shop all of our manufacturers for virtually any piece you may be looking for. Come to Comfort Gallery in Kimball to find exactly what you need for your home using our kiosk to shop from all of our manufacturers. Free delivery and setup, 1 year free layaway, and 6 and 12 months same as cash available at Comfort Gallery, 780 Main Street, Kimball, Tennessee.
You don't want to miss this. It's the $79 Eliminator Sale this Saturday only at Landers McClarty Ford, 1916 Glen Boulevard, Southwest Fort Payne. Get a car for $79. Done deal. For $79, $79 a month. Get there. Pre-register at 8 a.m. At 9:45, we open the gate. You find the vehicle you're in love with. You'll have first chance when the Eliminator comes around at 10 a.m. sharp. Slashing prices. Don't worry about the weather. Just be there. Call now for details. 256-845-1101. It's this Saturday only at Landers McClarty Ford. Don't miss it.
Come enjoy pizza for lunch or dinner in a family-friendly atmosphere at Stevie B's Pizza in Fort Payne. Enjoy the buffet and salad bar anytime or have a specialty pizza made to order. At Stevie B's, take advantage of Two-Stamp Tuesday for adult and senior buffets and Thirsty Thursdays when drinks are free after 4 p.m. Take out any medium pizza weekdays between 2 and 5 for just $4.49. And on the weekends, take out any 2 large pizzas just $14.99. Book your parties now by calling Stevie B's at 256-979-1234. Stevie B's Pizza, 2200 Galt Avenue North, Fort Payne.
Georgia Northwestern Technical College is now accepting applications for classes. We offer programs in business, health, industrial, and public service at 6 campus locations with financial aid options as well. Take day, evening, or online classes to get your degree, diploma, or certificate. Apply now. Drop by one of our campuses today or check us out at gntc.edu. Georgia Northwestern Technical College. Get focused. Get hired.
We need your help to fight unemployment insurance fraud. I'm Mark Butler, Georgia's Labor Commissioner. Unemployment insurance fraud can be as simple as someone failing to report earned wages while receiving benefits, or a more organized effort to cheat the system. Either way, it's a crime that can lead to jail time. If you suspect someone is committing fraud, let us know and we'll keep it confidential. Go to employgeorgia.com and click on the Report Fraud link at the top of the page. You report and we'll investigate.
Brought to you by the Georgia Association of Broadcasters and this station.
All right, back this week on KWN TV as we roll through another edition of Sheriff Talk, and we, of course, back at the beginning of the program, introduced you to a brand new Dade County officer. He may be familiar to you if you travel through Fort Payne. We appreciate him coming in, and he's been helping us with the program. You invited him back next week, didn't you?
He may be on call. Man.
Yeah, that's true. You know, there is a problem. If you let the sheriff know you can do this, he will call your name on occasion. I guarantee you. He's got a few of them that kind of shy away.
We used to go to Fort Payne. Ain't there a sock factory or something down there that sells socks?
Bunch of them.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's factories, but there's stores that sell them too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
somewhere on that.
Retail stores.
Yeah, I think that most of them didn't they have outlets or sock outlets
that's what
or
it
something?
was, sock outlets.
Yeah, Fort Payne
go
was
down there a lot. Well, we used to go Fort Payne, go up the mountain, go to Weast Lake fishing.
Yeah, go back across the other side of the mountain. That's a beautiful lake.
It is. We used to go there crappie fishing. Right now would be the start of the season, about this time of the year. But, they fished it out. We were going back in the late 70s and early 80s, and then I was told that they fished it out, and they really didn't do anything for years, and now I think the crappie are coming back down there again. But we used to go down to Weast Lake all the time.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful lake down there. I've never fished there, but I have been down there a couple of times. You know what we're talking about, don't you? Across on the other side of the Lookout, I guess, over towards center Alabama. Mm-hmm. Down that way. We was talking about DeKalb County. You got what, 5 cities? You got Ider and Fife and Rainsville and Collinsville,
Henniger.
You got more than 5.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few.
Rainsville and all those towns out on the mountain.
Yeah, they're in DeKalb County. And then you got. Sylvania's even got a town. That's right, because there's a lot.
Well, they've redone that
Yeah.
that road that if you go up from Scottsboro and go across the mountain, what is that? Highway 19.
35.
Yeah. But that goes all the way into Fort Payne, doesn't it? If you just stay on. Yeah. We rode through there a few years ago. Rainsville's a pretty little town, you know.
It is
clean, and all the streets have been redone. It looked good.
And they widened that road out by the college.
Yeah.
Going over towards Scottsboro.
Yeah.
You have to go across the bridge down 2 lanes.
We used to go up there and go out to Barry's Barbecue there, and I think it's actually in DeKalb County, but they've closed down now.
Yeah, but somebody
they moved to.
They moved
Henniger. Somewhere.
I don't know. Well, I'd like to find out because it sure was
You've
good.
been there?
Oh, yeah.
Don't have to say no more, Doug.
Yeah, if you've ever been to Barry's Barbecue, you want to go back.
I go eat with a bunch on Thursdays, and they want to go out there. It's it's just a small place.
Behind the house.
And I asked that guy one time, he had chicken houses or something. He said, the storm come down and blow them all down, so he just built him a restaurant. But
have you ever been there? Barry's Barbecue. If you got to Rainsville, if you come up from Fort Payne, you used to there at the
you get to the college, you turn left.
Well, if you come from your way, you'd come up and
turn right,
and you go down, and it's kind of in. You take a road behind the farm. What's the farm? Farmers Co-op. Turn by the DeKalb County Farmers Co-op. Go out there about. Seemed like 4 or 5 miles, and it's out behind a guy's house.
You go out about 4 or 5 miles, and then you turn left. You go another 3 or 4 miles, and you turn right. And if you don't know where it's at,
you got to know where you're going.
When we first went out there years ago, we had a little sign hanging on the fence, Barry's Barbecue, but it fell late, and he never did put it back up. But I went out there one time on a Saturday, going to take my wife and some friends, bragging on, got out there. You couldn't get a parking space.
The first time we went, we had to wait for about 45 minutes to get a seat outside.
If you go on Thursday, we always went on Thursday, and it wasn't bad. But I hear Friday nights, Saturday nights was terrible.
No, it made y'all hungry, hadn't it? Have you ever been?
No, I haven't.
Barbecue.
Well, I think they've moved the fried fish. I mean, they.
Somebody said they moved to Henniger. I know they closed that one down.
I don't know, but I'm gonna have to find out now that we've made ourselves hungry.
But I never did know what county I was in, and somebody told me DeKalb County.
It was DeKalb County. Yeah, that's
I mean, you get out on Sand Mountain if you don't know your way around.
Oh yeah, and there's no real names to roads. It's all numbers.
But it's all numbers.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with those numbers, boy, I've been lost back there a few times.
So Sand Mountain actually runs hundreds of miles back towards Huntsville, doesn't it?
Well, Sand Mountain goes south. It'll go down to Albertville and Boaz and all of that area towards Birmingham.
Yeah.
And but it's a lot of area. Lots and lots and lots of area. That's for sure. Well, we've all got hungry now, you know, and or at least I have, because Bear's Barbecue was good. It's not a place you'd want to go every day because you gained a few pounds, but it was definitely something to go. We ate there
we actually
quite
went
often.
to Buck's Pocket too. And the reason I seen the other day where there's something happened there at Buck's Pocket. You've been to Buck's Pocket where they had the restaurant?
Yeah, I've never been to the restaurant there.
You know,
but
they closed it down now.
Yeah.
It's the only restaurant I've ever been to where you had to ride through a field with cows and barns to get to the restaurant. But I seen where they had a drowning out there, I believe, like a couple weeks ago. Some people were trying to drive across the creek. And, that was in Buck's Pocket.
I think
it's
so.
a state park's what it is, but it swept the vehicle away, and they rescued 2 people, but I don't know if they ever found the third person or not.
You know, I'm not sure. I don't know if they actually found it was a younger person. They found the vehicle. But I don't know if they found him or not. Yet or not. It may have.
Going to that restaurant,
apologize.
Buck's Pocket is kind of like Barry's. You had to know how to get there to get there, because it's the first time I went. I was riding these guys, and I said, "Y'all sure we're going to the right place?" Because we went. We had to stop and open the gate and go through the fence. The field. But once you get there, it's a big old restaurant. But like I said, somebody said it's closed down.
Yeah, I'm not real sure on that.
I'll tell you who told me, Sheriff from Jackson County first told me about it. I don't know if I've ever been out there, and then he recommended their, especially with steaks, you know.
Well, a lot of folks go to the top of the river there at Gunnersville.
I go top of the river.
Yeah,
we've been several times.
It's a good place to go.
You know, we went 3 or 4 months ago on a Sunday afternoon, and we got there, and that place was packed. And I thought we won't ever get waited on, but I had forgotten. Well, within 10, 15 minutes, we're sitting at the table. Yeah, it's 2 stories.
Yeah.
It's over 500 people.
Right. It's
but then they bring that cornbread out there in those little.
See, we're making everybody hungry. That's what we're doing.
That cornbread and that slaw, I can make a meal out of that. Yeah. You'll sit there and eat all that, then they'll bring you a platter of fish about that big. You're sitting there going, but it's amazing.
It is good.
Where's this place at now?
It's called Top of the River there at Gunnersville.
I haven't been there either.
Well, I'm telling you, Barry, you're going to have to.
He's going to get out of the county.
I got to get out more.
Go.
Yeah. You go straight through Gunnersville. When you get on the other side of Gunnersville, you'll go across the river, Tennessee River. Yeah. Then as soon as you get past that, you turn left, and you can see it sitting there by
the top of the river,
by Gunnersville Lake.
Yeah. I can tell by your face you've never been there either.
No, but
so,
I'm
he's going to take notes. The top of the river, Barry's Barbecue. Find them.
I've been down there several times. It's a great place to eat.
Yeah, you're talking about Henniger. They've got a new been down there for a while, beautiful place, and that's Lamone's. We advertise for them here. Lamone's Mexican restaurant's great. Howard's has just opened back up. Howard's is there at Eider, which is a break off of what Randy's restaurant used to be at the foot of the mountain over here. And they've got a big buffet, and during the week and then on Sundays. Have you been there yet to Howard's?
It's good.
Pretty good food.
Yes,
yeah, from what I understand. I just seen the commercial today, and it made me hungry.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is
anything will make me.
Well, we're if you're watching live, we're just before dinner time, so that's why we're talking lengthy about food today. But that's all right. So, you know, you're right. I'm kind of hungry anytime, I guess. But there's some good places over in Marion County to eat too.
Oh yeah.
You got places up there in Whitwell that Johnny's Hook and Grill's got some great fish.
Yeah.
You know, and does well. The gentleman there in Jasper, T's Diner. You know,
got the
T for Tennessee.
Right.
Pirate. You're talking about the Pirate and the Dixie Freeze now. You're talking about some hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! You know,
Yeah, when you bite down that hamburger, the juice will shoot out both sides of the
yeah,
hamburger.
you don't got to worry about not having
Wear a raincoat
that.
when you eat that.
We speaking of South Pittsburgh, we need to schedule our yearly talk about the Cornbread Festival.
Right.
It's going to be here at the end of April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already got a letter from them. You know, they're going to have the grand opening and everything. So I'll get her down here sometime in
1st of
I
April.
think she likes to come down like a couple weeks before it starts.
Yeah.
So I'll get a hold of her and bring her down. Beth,
All right.
I think
Last year was a little bit wet, though, right?
Do what? I'm
Wasn't it
sorry.
last year that was a little bit wet? Rain
I
a
don't
little
think
bit?
so.
I
Okay.
can't. I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't.
They've been extremely lucky
They
for
have.
30-something years.
Yeah.
You know it.
And what a wonderful thing. It's
That is
sure hard to find parking spots there.
Yeah. Well, matter of fact, we were talking about it on K1 Today, the show that I was on earlier today. We were talking about that chocolate cornbread. You know, and sheriff's always one of these handing out the cornbread in the cornbread alley.
Yeah,
You know, that's the best place to go, and the best bang for your buck. $5, and you get to sample all the cornbread.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's great. But the chocolate cornbread is a must.
Yeah.
You know, y'all have all kinds of different.
Oh yeah, they have 10 different recipes, and they'll experiment with them. And a lot of that they bake over at the school, then they put it in coolers and bring it over. Plus, they have stoves there, so we've never run out of cornbread.
I'm telling you, it's good.
I always go up and down the aisle and sample all of it, make sure it's.
Well, yeah, you make sure everything's right and tastes good. You
It
don't
is.
want nobody getting hurt
It
and
is.
sick.
It is.
We appreciate you going out and
Take care of that.
for the team. there.
That's sacrifice.
Oh my goodness, but it is good. It's fun, and you know, a lot of folks. I mean, you triple your population.
I think they average about 35 to 40,000 people, maybe 25,000
in
to
3
30
days.
in
2
3 days.
Wow. Well, that is about at least for South Pittsburgh. It's probably more than triple, but it doubles
The
your
mayor was
county
telling me
size in one day.
County mayor's telling me yesterday we're going to have a grand opening for the Chattanooga State. You know, they've added, they built one building, now they've added another building. They're having a welding class on one side. Now they're going to start a nursing program.
Oh,
and I think he said April the 19th or 29th. But anyhow, he's trying to get the new governor down there. One of his things is to push education in rural counties. So mayor told me yesterday he's had an extended invitation for the governor to come down, and I think he said April 29th. I believe he told me yesterday. But
Well, that'll be right around the Cornbread Festival. He can go to the Cornbread Alley.
right, I believe that's what he's planning on doing. Is see if he can come down that afternoon and going down and have opening ceremonies.
That would be great to have the governor in town. For certainly you would. Sir, we appreciate it, and
Yes,
welcome to Dade County, and of course, no stranger to the some of the viewing audience out there. So just we'll look forward to seeing you around. They're gonna put you on night shift weekends. We won't see you or what?
I'm not sure yet.
Don't know yet.
Yes, sir.
Don't know yet. Well, all right. Well, you're welcome back, and anytime here on the program. And Sheriff,
Thanks,
we
sir.
appreciate you.
Glad to be here.
And we appreciate, now that we've made everybody hungry, you've made a list of all the restaurants you need to go see. Just be careful. And we'll see you next week on Sheriff Talk. You've been watching Sheriff Talk, live from the studios of KWN TV7, all around the tri-state area, as we give you information that you can use concerning law enforcement. Join us again next week for another episode of Sheriff Talk, a public affairs program of KWN TV7.